Well, good morning and welcome to Mornings on the Hill. I'm Max Darrow.
And I'm Cheyenne Devon. Thanks for waking up with us this morning. We've got a cold day ahead of us and maybe even a little snow.
So let's just get your orange juices flowing with a look at our headlines.
Apple versus the FBI, who will prevail? Experts on an iSchool panel have an idea. We'll show you what they're saying.
And an early celebration of St. Patrick's Day will show you a Syracuse tradition that always draws big crowds, the arrival of green beer.
And now you can do more than just like a post on Facebook. What do you think of the new emoticons on Facebook? We'll check out the new options.
On Friday, the School of Information Studies hosted a panel discussion surrounding the ongoing legal battle between Apple and the FBI.
The panelists included Kevin Duell, professor, the College of Engineering and Computer Science, College of Law, visiting professor Bill Snyder, and iSchool professor Yang Wan.
Apple continues to say it won't allow the FBI to access the data encrypted in the San Bernardino shooter's iPhone. The panelists spoke about how Apple could and will be moving forward, along with explaining both sides' initial arguments.
Snyder explained Apple's best possible arguments would be the First and Fourth Amendments, but noted the court has the final say.
Is pull out of the country, not follow their lawful process, and Apple doesn't have the option of pulling out of the United States because their headquarters here and their assets are here and it's a big market. So this in no sense is Apple's decision. They've been invited to argue to the court why the court should change its mind, and they might win at that, or Congress might change the law, but it's not up to them.
If Apple loses the battle and has to comply with the FBI's request, the company will have to write an update to access the data. The government will be required to reimburse the company if they do so.
4 months after being elected to her third term in office, County Executive Joni Mahoney gave her 9th State of the County address last night. Her message, get on board or get out of the way.
Mahoney spent nearly the first half of her 70-minute speech Tuesday night highlighting her administration's accomplishments in 2015. 393 miles of roads paved, an improved drug treatment, an inmate rehabilitation program, and a budget surplus of $11.5 million.
Mahoney brimmed with pride as she spoke about the success of the new Lakeview Amphitheater and the region's commitment to bringing in money through entertainment. The event took place in the CNY Film Hub in East Syracuse, home to the filming of the new movie American Dresser. Mahoney sees the completion of the renovations to the Hotel Syracuse in 2016 as an example of the county's renewed commitment to urban development, and touted the importance of youth learning programs like Literacy Coalition, going on to say the most important investment the county can make is in its young people.
The best way we know to break the cycle of chronic poverty is to invest in our youth. I have said many times that there is a linear path. We can either invest when children are young and give them the tools they need to succeed on their own, or we can spend our tax dollars making up for our failure to do so with inflated social services costs to support those who are unable to support themselves.
Mahoney also made a big announcement about Say Yes to Education. The program will receive $20 million in funding to keep it afloat.
This comes as part of the $500 million Upstate Revitalization Program from Albany. Say Yes aims to increase college enrollment among students in the Syracuse Central School District by providing free tuition to contributing colleges and universities. SU is among participating schools.
Driving around downtown got a little bit easier yesterday. The 900 block of Salina Street has reopened to traffic.
The teardown of a partial building collapse shut the street down for weeks. The mayor's office announced yesterday that demolition of the building is now complete.
While construction crews say there's still work to be done on the site, it will no longer affect traffic.
And a big night last night in the race for the White House. Voters in 12 states across the country took to the polls to vote for their favorite presidential candidate.
The big winners were Trump and Clinton, who are now officially the front runners to win their party's races.
Trump took 7 states in total, beating out competitors Ted Cruz and Marco Rubio. He didn't get the clean sweep, though. Cruz managed to take Alaska, Oklahoma, and Texas, and Rubio came out on top in Minnesota.
Over on the Democratic side, Hillary also won in 7 states, including her husband's home state of Arkansas. Bernie Sanders edged her out in his home state of Vermont, Colorado, Minnesota, and Oklahoma.
Next up, voters in Kansas, Kentucky, Louisiana, Maine, and Nebraska will cast their ballots this Saturday.
And one candidate who isn't in the race anymore is still making waves. Chris Christie, he dropped out of the race just a few weeks ago and was quick to endorse Donald Trump. He's taken some heat for it.
Several New Jersey newspapers released editorials yesterday calling for the governor to resign. Since endorsing the controversial businessman, Christie has fallen out of favor with a huge population of people in New Jersey.
Standing next to Trump on stage last night during his Super Tuesday speech, Christie didn't look too thrilled, prompting some to joke on social media that he looked like he was there against his will.
If you've lived in Syracuse for a while, then you know how seriously the Salt City takes its art community.
Mornings on the Hill reporter Monica Hammer tells us about an event that took place this weekend that featured both dance and fashion. Monica?
This weekend, Syracuse residents had the opportunity to attend the While You Were Sleeping Fashion Walks the Catwalk event in downtown Syracuse. People had the chance to shop local vendors, see a sneak peek of an upcoming theatrical performance, and get a look at some local fashion. Styles by Project 214, Indie Children, and Laura Marino were showcased at the event. The community came together to celebrate the arts and learn more about an upcoming production.
The event gave local vendors the opportunity to showcase their products in addition to the fashion show and ballet performances. Event planner Kelly Gingold has been involved with lots of events in the community and works to bring people together.
This time we decided to partner with the Syracuse City Ballet and get them some new exposure and content for their programs and their upcoming production, which is Sleeping Beauty.
Gingold felt that this year's event was a success.
We always have such a great collective amount of people who are inspired by these different stories and they want to become involved.
Getting involved was an easy decision for the founder of the Syracuse City Ballet.
I thought this would be very artistic. It would reach a different crowd that might not necessarily know about the ballet.
Organizers stressed how important it is to keep the arts alive in the community.
The arts are what makes our community what it is. If you don't have the arts, there's not much.
We're happy to partner. Syracuse is small. It's great to see how many people really reach out and want to give back to these different causes.
All the proceeds from the event benefit the upcoming production of Sleeping Beauty by the Syracuse City Ballet.
All of the proceeds from this weekend's event benefit the Syracuse City Ballet Company. Their upcoming performance of Sleeping Beauty takes place Friday, March 11th at 7 p.m. and Sunday, March 13th at 2 p.m. at the On-Center Krauss-Heinz Theater. While the show will feature mostly local dancers, it also features New York City Ballet principal dancer Anna Sophia Scheller as Princess Aurora. Tickets can be purchased online and at Ticketmaster.com. Another event to be on the lookout for is Syracuse Fashion Week. Fashion Week is set to take place next month from April 20th through April 24th. Mornings on the Hill will be right back. Yeah, no, I'm on the. She wanted me to take pictures, but what? What was we do? But I talked about everything, didn't I? Can you turn this stuff off, please?
Welcome back. The Carrier Dome has been home to historic crowds and record wins, yet its lack of game day atmosphere has turned off some fans.
When the Carrier Dome was built in 1980, the main focus was providing space for large crowds at a reasonable price. Most colleges have gone towards creating buildings they can fill frequently rather than planning to accommodate the biggest crowds of the year. Over the past 36 years, arenas are now focused on providing a comfortable fan experience. Renovation experts have suggested the Carrier Dome could replace its narrow and hard silver benches with more comfortable individual seating with cup holders.
Another suggestion is to upgrade the concession stands to provide healthier options and include well-known restaurants. Syracuse University has not released an official announcement on what renovations will be made to the Carrier Dome.
SU is imposing a temporary ban on the newly popular hoverboards due to safety concerns. The self-balancing scooters seem to be taking over our sidewalks, but now DPS is taking steps after a series of small fires.
The ban comes in response to many instances where the boards started smoking and bursting into flames in public. More than 30 colleges and universities across the country have made restrictions. Le Moyne College made a similar ban last month.
Ideas worth spreading. That's the motto of the world-famous TED Talks, and TED speakers for Syracuse University have just been announced.
The theme for this year's event is Glitch, and you can expect 8 different speakers. They'll give presentations on everything from the power of humor to the courage of selflessness. The event is scheduled to take place on April 16th in Slocum Auditorium, but tickets will be on sale in the next couple of weeks, so look out for that.
Well, rockers, get ready. The legendary rock band Chicago is coming to Syracuse. The New York State Fair announced today that the band will perform at the Chevy Court for the first time in 26 years.
Their performance will be on Labor Day, which should be music to your ears and your wallet. Admission will only be $1 because it is the last day of the fair. Other acts announced in the Chevy Court lineup included Survivor, Herman's Hermits, and Macy Gray. All of these shows will be free with admission to the fair.
Well, Cheyenne, the city of Syracuse has a rich history that often gets overlooked, but one resident is trying to bring change to that through social media.
Our own Nicole Griffin is here with the creator of the Syracuse History Instagram page. Nicole?
Thanks, Max and Cheyenne. With me now, I have David Haas. Thanks for being here today. Now, you have over 350 Instagram posts and just around 10,000 followers. That's pretty impressive in just under 2 years, or just over 2 years, pardon me. So what inspired you to do this?
Well, short story is that I have my own Instagram account, obviously, my own personal account, and I would post these historic buildings from the city on my own page, and I would try to find out the history of them, and I would type it up and post it on Instagram. And a lot of my personal friends would comment on it, and I got a lot of positive feedback, and I thought, why not just do a page just dedicated to this? And a little over 2 years ago, I did that, and it's taken off.
So what does this bring to your daily life? Is this a hobby for you?
It is a hobby. I find it entertaining, the stories that I find out. I enjoy sharing it with the public. One of your most popular ones is the Dumbo post, yeah,
right?
Yeah, the Dumbo post, that was a story that I worked on with a local writer on discovering that Dumbo was actually born here in terms of the illustration and the story. And that got a lot of attention, obviously, and it got written up in the Post-Standard even.
And you also were able to get your hands on the original letter from Walt Disney, is that right?
Yes, that's actually housed here on SU's campus at Byrd Library.
That's so interesting. And how did you come to find all of this out?
I had heard about it when I was younger, and so just last year I kind of thought, like, let's try to dive into this even deeper.
That's awesome. And one of my personal favorites from your page is a 1920s postcard addressed to someone in a house in Keeds. Can you tell me the story behind that one?
Yeah, that's an interesting one. So I had gotten a postcard at a local bookstore, and it had an address on it for a house that was that is like outside of downtown. And I went to the house and I held up the postcard and took the picture, and I posted it on Instagram, and it got spread, it got shared, and somehow the family that the letter was actually written to saw it, and they contacted me, and I was able to send the postcard to them. They are now in North Carolina.
That's so incredible, and I'm sure that means a lot to them.
Mm-hmm.
And you were telling me before the show, one of your favorite ones is about a house that was featured in Good Housekeeping.
Yeah, that's another awesome story. There's a house located in Eastwood that was built in 1838, and that was actually located downtown. And about 100 years ago, they took that house from downtown and put it in the middle of the city as an example of an older home that could be updated. And so they rehabbed that home, updated it, and put it up for sale. And it was bought, and it was sent to Eastwood, and it still stands today.
That's so cool. And what do you hope to show Syracuse through your account?
The main thing I want to do, and I do, is try to add value to the streets of Syracuse. I was born and raised here. I love this city. It's interesting because our population as a county has stayed the same for the last 50 years, but we keep on building new homes, constructing new streets. So this is kind of like a way to show what we are leaving behind each time we do that.
Well, I definitely think that's a huge public service that you're providing. Thank you so much, and thanks for coming to the show today. If you want to follow this account, it's pretty incredible. Go to Instagram and follow @SyracuseHistory. Back to you.
Good morning, Syracuse. It may not be easy being green, but it sure does taste good. At least that's what people told us this weekend on Tip Hill while enjoying a green-colored brew.
This has become a customary scene here on Tipperary Hill for more than half a century. Coleman's Irish Pub has been kicking off the St. Patrick's Day season with Green Beer Sunday for the past 55 years. And after all this time, it's still attracting new people.
We hadn't ever been to the Green Beer Sunday, and since our niece, Sarah Lambert, this is Sarah's mom, lives down here, we thought this was a perfect opportunity. It was just a perfect storm of opportunities to get down here, raise a pint in front of Coleman's, which we love, and just get a chance to enjoy Green Beer Sunday in Syracuse, New York.
Green Beer Sunday is exactly what it sounds like. A tanker truck full of green beer comes down the street outside of Coleman's as part of a parade featuring dancers and bagpipes. The Irish-colored brew is a tribute to St. Patrick's Day and is offered at Coleman's every day of the week up to St. Patrick's Day. But Green Beer Sunday isn't just fun for the over 21 crowd.
Well, we wanted to come out and see the parade and show our daughter Saoirse the Irish dancers and the bagpipes, and it was a beautiful day and she really enjoyed it.
And whether they're here to just have fun with family and friends, have a green beer, or just perform, everyone seems to be having a good time.
Coleman's will continue serving the green beer inside from the tap and will host another celebration on St. Patrick's Day later this month. For the moment, they just want people to enjoy the Celtic-themed beer, and it sounded like they were.
It was good. It was good. Fresh from the tanker.
Tastes a little bit like Coors Light, so I normally drink a Guinness, but I'm doing okay.
Coleman's is certainly proud of its Irish heritage, and Green Beer Sunday has become an annual pot of gold for the pub.
Now, Patty and Jim weren't the only ones enjoying Green Beer Sunday. Congressman John Katko was Grand Marshal of the parade, and we did see Syracuse Mayor Stephanie Miner there later in the afternoon.
Well, you might see or hear him flying down Comstock Avenue.
Coming up, why students call this bus driver the Flying Busman. iconic character to many Syracuse commuters who travel by bus to SU or downtown.
Mornings on the Hill reporter Hunter Sines joins us live to introduce a bus driver, certainly one of a kind. Hunter, good morning.
Good morning, and if you're taking a bus to class this morning, you might be lucky enough to catch a ride with Mickey the Flying Busman, a name given to him by his most frequent passengers. And even on a chilly, snowy March morning like today, he will still put a smile on your face, even if his morning starts earlier than yours.
Coffee to brushing your teeth to packing your lunch. It's all part of the usual morning routine.
As is for some, riding a bus to school or work. But on this bus, the route might be routine. However, the ride is anything but, and it's all because of the man behind the wheel.
Good morning, dear. How are you? Good. How are you? Fine and dandy.
Mickey Mahan, known to his passengers as the Flying Busman, describes himself as wild.
I struck somebody in the forehead the other day.
This morning, Mickey decides to pass out his own poetry via paper airplane, just before reading it over the intercom.
It tickles the untouched ivories, manufacturing a melody that grabs no one.
But for the ex-SU writing professor turned bus driver of more than 20 years, it's more than just sharing his poetry and melodies of bus stops with his riders.
I would like them to at least feel a little more carefree and to realize that being carefree is a possibility in life.
And to his passengers,
good morning, Saeed. Good morning. How are you, bud?
He's more than just a bus driver.
He cares a lot more, and he understands that, like, kids are kids, you know what I mean? And he tries to see, like, the best in everything, and he's never having a bad day, which is always really good.
Sophomore Devin Ward says one day after failing an exam, Mickey was there to brighten her day with a few words of motivation, helping her to realize there are more important things than a test.
There is no satisfaction greater than that of being yourself, being who you are, not being afraid of who you are, loving who you are, and offering that to the world.
While to some, Mickey might just be another source of transportation, but to others,
he's safe, he's fun, it's a great ride.
Living proof that there's something better than routine, something better than a great day. Making someone else's.
Now, when he's not behind the wheel, you can probably find Mickey in his art studio at his house, where he likes to paint things he calls constructions. And another talent of his, you can also hear him recording his own handwritten songs, which I can tell you have some pretty funny lyrics. Now, as far as retirement goes, Mickey tells me that he does plan to retire in the near future, but tells students not to worry. He'll still be here for a couple more semesters. Reporting live from SU for Mornings on the Hill, I'm Hunter Sines.
Busy weekend here on the Hill. SU Danceworks will be taking the stage Friday night at 8 p.m. in Goldstein Auditorium. Tickets are available at the Shine box office for $3 for students. And at the same time on Friday, basketball fans can check out the Orange women's first game in the ACC tournament. The Orange women are a 3 seed in that tournament and are ranked 17th in the nation. And on Saturday, men's basketball fans can watch the last game of the season against Florida State. That game is at 3 p.m. on ESPN2. And then later that evening, Gospel Mania 2016 kicks off at 7 p.m. at Hendricks Chapel. The concert will feature choirs from 6 schools across the country and Grammy-nominated gospel artist Jonathan McReynolds. The price is $5 with an SUID, and when that's done, head over to the Gifford Auditorium at 11:30 p.m. for the Saturday midnight movie, Oscar-nominated The Big Short. And Sunday, not a lot going on unless the Orange women keep winning. The ACC Women's Championship is at 12:30. Otherwise, we're sorry to tell you a lot of midterms happening next week, the last week before spring break, so maybe use Sunday as a reading day. And now looking at this weekend's weather, it should be cold but dry. Not expected to get rain or snow this weekend as temperatures will remain in the 20s and 30s. Thursday will be cold with a high of 24 with morning clouds. Fridays will get to 35, and the rest of the weekend is looking pretty good, close to the 40s, but cloudy.
Thanks, Jacob. Now, Max, what would Facebook be without the iconic like button? The feature helps users feel the love after posting a new photo or sharing a major milestone with family and friends.
But Facebook has expanded upon the like button with its newest feature. This is called Reactions. Reactions allows users to more appropriately share how they feel about a particular post. While the like button is still available, users can now select from animated emojis that include love, haha, wow, sad, and angry.
Now, if a friend shares a loss on Facebook, users can react with a sad emoji or react to a funny video with a haha emoji. To access the reactions emojis, users can press down on the like button on the Facebook app or hover over the like button on the desktop version.
Have you seen the new emojis yet? Have you tried them out?
I can't stand them because I like to just know how many likes I get. And now it's like likes and all these emojis, and I'm like, does like, with the happy face, does that mean more than a like? I just have no idea. Keep it simple.
Too many options for you?
Right.
Nicole, have you given a haha yet?
I have given a haha to a couple people, the special ones in my life, but I think the most important one that they added is the sympathy button, because it's always weird when you want to express your sympathy for someone and to press a like button just didn't feel right.
Exactly. Well,
that's all the time we have for you this morning. Thank you so much for tuning in and squeezing the most out of your morning with us. I'm Max Darrow.
And I'm Cheyenne Devon. Have a great week, Syracuse, and we'll see you next Wednesday.